So I ran a marathon. So it's been 1 week since Amelia and I ran the Eugene Marathon 2022. I'm feeling great. I can walk again, and I'm so happy that we did this race and that we got to run it together.
Both my parents, my grandpa, and my great uncle were all marathoners when they were younger. I was very excited to step up to the plate and carry on our family tradition.
So, for those of you who don't know, I started running back in 2018 because I was unhappy with how I looked, how I felt, how I was eating, how I was dealing with stress. I really needed a physical kind of release, and thankfully for me, that ended up being running. I found a great sport, a great hobby, a great passion, and now Amelia and I ran a marathon. That's really wild to me because if you told 2018 me that I'd be running a marathon, I'd be like, no, wrong. So for this race, I have been training for the past 10 months through extreme cold, extreme heat, all the extremes in Texas, rain, sun, humid, you name it, I've done it. So I'm gonna put in a couple clips from training here. So I'm in the car right now outside the gym, and the goal for today was that I was going to run half my 20 miles at the gym this morning because it's dark out, and I was going to run the second half once the sun came out outside. Two issues with that. Issue number one, we are going to see Batman and have to leave at 11 a.m. and I don't think I could finish with enough time to eat and shower right before. So that's issue number one. Issue number two is I obviously just got out of the gym. I did an hour on the treadmill. I did a little over 4 miles. But it was like a little bit discouraging. I mean, I don't usually run indoors. Like, we don't have a treadmill at the house. I'm used to running outside. It's hot in the gym, but when it's dark, I mean, that's really my only option. But like, I got there kind of thinking, oh, no one's gonna be at the gym at 5 a.m. I was wrong. There were like 2 muscle bros in there and this one like really skinny girl, and she was on the treadmill. Before I got here, she was on the treadmill. Like, good for her. She was running the whole time I was, so over an hour, and she only just left like while I was sitting in the car. But her like running was my sprinting, and she was going non-stop, like the highest speed on the treadmill. Like, she must have done like at least a half marathon on this treadmill, and like, she did not break a sweat. She did not stop once. She was like, she was fine. She was chilling. And I just have never felt like such a fat, sweaty, like disgusting, like, I don't know, it just made me feel really bad about myself. And I know I shouldn't, because even though I'm slow, like, I could hold my own too. I mean, I was also running nonstop. I just probably did less than half of what she did. And I know I shouldn't compare myself to other people, because come race day, my corral will be the slow corral. But I don't know. Yeah. Running is just such a mental game. Like, when I was on the treadmill just now, I found myself wanting to stop, and I mentally stepped back and I was like, why do I want to stop? Like, what's wrong? And I kind of do this like head to toe assessment. I'm like, I'm breathing fine. I'm having 0 problems breathing. I don't have side cramps. I hydrated good before this. my legs don't hurt. Like, nothing hurts, nothing was wrong. It was purely mental because I felt inadequate seeing that girl sprinting so fast next to me. And I felt like the two guys that were in the gym were looking at her and looking at me, and I know they weren't. There's a TV right above us, and I know they were watching the TV, but I just felt like everyone was looking and comparing me to her, and I know that's like not the case, but like I'm like kind of panicking a little bit, and it makes me emotional because I am running like for me. Like, I'm running so I could be the best person I could be. And when I see that, and then I go home and look at myself and I think, wow, I'm like fat and ugly, that's just like the most heartbreaking thing, because I just really want to be at peace with myself. And like, my body goals should be nobody else's business but mine. And weight is just your relationship with gravity reflected as a number. I know it doesn't matter, but to me, self-image is something I've always struggled with. And I guess to just be put in like my nightmare scenario where it's just me running slow next to a skinny girl running really fast, it just made me like panic a little bit. And I think that's why I'm kind of bailing on the rest of this run. And I hate that for me because I really need to train and I need to keep going. But something about that just, I don't know, it just kind of hit a nerve with me, and I'm a little bit panicking because like my only goal is to finish, and I know there are people out there that finish like full marathons faster than I finish a half marathon. And I don't know, my goal was never to be fast. It was just to do it because I can. I've been trying to think about this. I've been trying to think like, why did we even sign up for this? And I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Like, I'm still thinking why I chose it, because I know I have a reason. It's just, I feel like in the 2 years that we've been training for it, it just kind of gets clouded. So that's where I'm at. 6 weeks out, having a breakdown in my mom's car in the dark at 6:43 a.m. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try again on Sunday before Mom and I go see Rent, so stay tuned. It is 5 weeks until race day, and I am doing my short run, exploring my grandparents' new community, and I get a lovely sunrise tour. So we're enjoying that today. All right, it is just about 7 a.m. here. The sun is coming up, but it's still dark, which is my favorite time of the day. We have about 1 month until race day. I'm really excited, but to be honest, I'm really nervous. I haven't gone on a super long run since maybe January, and that was 18 miles. So today, doing a long run before the grandparents come over for breakfast, and then I'm deciding if I'm gonna do a double day, or I'm gonna go back out later tonight and run more, or back-to-back days and go tomorrow morning, which is more likely because it's gonna be 90 degrees later, and we all know I do not like the heat. So yeah, I'll let you know. After all the hard work was put into my training, I was finally off to Oregon for the first time since COVID hit in 2020. I used to go to school in Oregon. I was there for 3 years. I lived with my best friend Amelia. And for those who are unaware, I had to drop out in March of 2020. When COVID hit, I came back home. We went into lockdown, and I decided, you know, better not to pay out-of-state tuition when I'm taking classes from home. So that's my ties to Oregon in the shortest summary possible. And having not been to Oregon in about 2-ish years. I was feeling very excited to see my friends, to eat my favorite foods, to go to my favorite places, but also like very nervous because I have a lot of imposter syndrome, because even though I went to school there, I didn't actually graduate from a school in Oregon. So I felt a little bit internally like a fraud. I know that's not true. Once a duck, always a duck. However, that's just an anxiety that was going through my mind at the same time. So I was feeling a lot of feelings, anxious about that, excited for the race, scared for the race. But yeah, after 2.5 years, you know, we're going back, baby. So that's what happened. In all the excitement, I forgot to vlog the first day or so. I was reunited with Amelia. Yay!
Oh my god,
I miss you. And the Vernons came down from Washington to watch me run and to cheer me on. So I got to see them again for the first time in almost a year. And we went to dinner. We got a good Thursday, Friday. We went to the race expo on Friday. Amelia and I spent way too much money, but also got a lot of free stuff. So I'm gonna roll some clips from those 2 days and also what I got at the race expo. Yeah! So the race expo was yesterday and this is my haul. So we have the 2022 Eugene Marathon official t-shirt. I bought this lovely hat with pigs. Got my bib. I got the Eugene Marathon cup. And I finally have 2 of the 26.2 stickers that were sold out online. I've got a Krusty's bag. I got a Run Eugene Marathon tee and a Eugene Marathon tank top that I will be wearing for the race. I also got this free Hop Valley hat. So yeah. That is what we ended up coming away with, not including some of the fun little things that we got as well for free. So yeah, lots of good stuff. Saturday morning, Amelia and I decided to go cheer on the 5K race. It was running right past her house, so we had, you know, our sweatpants on, we had some coffee, and we were hydrating like crazy. And we went a couple streets down and we waited and we cheered on the 5K. We got to see Flapjack and Flap Jill, which was awesome. Pancake! Yeah. It was just so fun to cheer on other runners and to see them, you know, like the determination in their eyes was incredible. And a lot of people were actually doing the double stack challenge where they run the 5K and they run either the half or the full marathon on Sunday. So that was wild. And it made us both feel really nice when you're cheering for someone and you can see the shift in their eyes and in their mind when they're like, I'm going for it. And it's so cool to be able to support other people like that. And there's just so much love and so much support in the running community, and that's probably one of my favorite things about it. And so it was really nice to be on the other side of it for just, 45 minutes or so. It was really fun. And just like that, it's the night before the race. And when I say I couldn't breathe, oh man, I couldn't breathe. And I already have anxiety all the time. You throw in a crazy event like that and it skyrockets. So I had a moment the night before the race. And I had my moment, I went to bed, and then it was race day. So here's the clip of what happened the night before the race. Currently prepped for tomorrow morning is everything I'm taking with me. So I've got my outfit here. I have KT tape for my knees, headband, compression socks. I have a jacket because it's supposed to be cold in the morning. I've got the tank top, running bra, and my black shorts that have never failed me. Deodorant, obviously, my bib, sunglasses. My mom gave me this card to open before the race. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow morning. I am currently charging my Aftershocks and my Garmin. And I've got my GoPro here as well that I need to charge. And then I'm going to be running tomorrow in my Brooks Glycerin 19s. I was almost gonna run in the Hyperion shoes. However, I only did about 3 miles training in them. So I just don't really want to try switching it up the day of the race. But I've also been chugging these electrolyte drinks. I've got my water, and then tomorrow morning I've got tea, oatmeal, cereal, and I've got this water, that water. As you can see, everything's charging over there. So I think I'm good to go. I feel like I'm forgetting something, everything. I could just be panicked, but we'll see. I also have over here my handy dandy running backpack. It has a bladder in it. If I could open this with one hand, that would be nice. In here I have my gels. I've got 2 gels, one with caffeine, one without. And then I've got 4 Honey Stinger waffles. These are so freaking good. Those are gonna save my life. As well as these salt tabs to munch on so that I don't faint. I've got some sunscreen just in case. It's not supposed to be overly sunny, but we'll see. So yeah, that's basically what I have laid out for tomorrow. I anticipate having a panic attack later tonight. I'm already very anxious. So I'm just gonna get everything set up, out of sight, out of mind for now, and we'll see how tomorrow goes. It is the night before the marathon, and I'm scared. First off, I have been asked, why am I running a marathon? I have spent so long feeling like I am less than, feeling like I am not as good as other people in looks, in weight, in school, in life, in anything, and feeling like I can't do things because I'm not athletic enough, because I'm not fit enough, because I don't eat well enough. And it's just such a mental barrier. And it's so upsetting to feel like I'm limiting myself because of these blocks in my brain. And I, of course, love a good challenge. And this is probably one of the biggest challenges, because not only is it a physical thing where it's going to hurt, I know it's gonna hurt, and it's easier to stop, and I have to say, no, I'm gonna finish what I started, and I'm not gonna quit, and I'm hopefully not gonna walk the end half. And you know, it's a mental challenge too. Everyone talks about the wall, very much a real problem. And when you're running for 26 miles, let me just say, not that I've experienced it yet, but you are left with your thoughts for such a long time. And when you're racing, it's not like a team sport. It's not like baseball. It's not like football. It's like a solo sport, and you're only racing against yourself. And truly, that's what it is for me. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of thoughts like, oh, that person's skinnier than me, they're gonna look nicer in their photos, that person's faster than me, that person is, you know, struggling way less than me. And it really shouldn't matter, because at the end of the day, we're all out there running 26.2 miles for fun. Who does that? Is the question. So I'm running this race for me. This is for past me, who hadn't run a mile since high school PE, who decided she was gonna run a half marathon. Bitch, look where we are now. We're running a full one. Oh my god, I can't believe we're doing this. This is for me. This is for me. I don't have to prove it to anybody else except to myself. And I feel pressure because I don't want to let down the people who the Vernons came all the way from Washington to watch, and I'd hate to not finish. Amelia has been training with me since last fall, and I'd hate to not finish. And of course my parents and my grandparents, who have all been marathoners since I was a child, and now I want to step up to the plate and take my place in the Kitagawa marathoner history. It's high stakes for me, and it's all personal, and it's all like solely internal, because when it's your first race, it's an instant PR. I could finish in 10 hours. That's a PR. But lo and behold, here I am, panic attack, near crying on a hotel bed while I chug some tea and water, and then go to sleep at 7:30 like a grown-up. So yeah, that's why I'm running a marathon. So I guess, you know, I'll panic a little bit more, and I'm gonna go to bed, and you know, I'll see you tomorrow. Bright and early. Night, guys.
So now it's race day. All my stuff had been laid out the night before, so all I had to do was put it on and get ready. I also wanted to set up the hotel for everything I would need when I came back from the race, since I anticipated being a little bit tired.
It is race morning. I fully anticipate not wanting to move when I come home, so I kind of set up this post-race area. So I've got my sweatshirt, a bunch of bandages if I need it, KT tape, the manatee that Amelia gave me, and the present from Mom to open after the race. I also have set up my clothes for after. They're all cozy sweats, and I've got some Epsom salt bubble bath and a face mask because I'm going to treat myself. So Mom gave me this card to open before the race. I have to leave in probably like 30 minutes or less. So I'm gonna open it now, I guess. My fatal flaw is I can't open envelopes, I'm sorry. Oh my god.
A few moments later.
So it actually is from the whole family. Air conditioner just turned on, but it says, "You got it, Kayla. You'll do amazing during your race. It'll be a bunch of fun. I believe in you. You're really strong and ready to run. Good luck. Love, Kyle." Kayla Bell, have fun. It's going to be an experience of a lifetime. Your first marathon. You got this. Enjoy everything about this. Finish strong. Love you, Dad. Dear Kayla, have a terrific first marathon. You're going to do great. Take lots of pictures and enjoy every mile of the journey. And of course, celebrate after you cross that finish line. You go, girl. Love, Mom. That's so cute. I'm so nervous. Oh my god. Getting my sunscreen all messed up. I have this internal conflict where I feel like I'm not an athlete and not a runner, and I don't know why, because everyone else that's doing the race I consider an athlete and a runner, just not me, which is so bizarre. So that just makes me happy that there's so much love and so many people have reached out to me, Uncle Ollie and Che and Uncle Larry and Papa, and you know, they're just offering tips and what they learned from their first one, and it just makes me feel very special that there's so much support and love from everybody. So I'm gonna finish getting ready. Thank you for all the love, and I'll see you at the start line, baby. Oh my god. I was lucky enough that my hotel was just across the street from the start line at Hayward Field. So I start the walk, and the sun is, you know, like just coming up. It's like 6:15 maybe in the morning, and there's all these other runners leaving their hotel rooms and on the street and at the crosswalk, and I was nervous, but it was so energizing to see other people, like, and how they all get ready. And of course the people that are running back and forth, you know, they make me very nervous because they're gonna go so fast, and that's not me. But we were checking the maps again, we were trying to plan where our friends were gonna meet us, making sure we had everything, peeing like 3 times. So we were doing all the things to get ready. And before we knew it, it was 7 a.m. and they were yelling start and go and whatever it is that they say at races. I think I blacked out. But yeah, just like that, you know, the race started, and it was such a journey. We really tried to vlog the first couple miles, so I'm gonna include some clips here. Got on a fucking marathon, yeah!
Yes, we are in our corral. There are so many people that all look faster than us.
The
This is gonna
pacer
be
for
fun.
420 is behind us.
Yay!
Oh boy! 1 mile down!
Yay! Yeah.
Let's start chart.
Man, Gandalf is my favorite. Mile 4. Mile 4. We got this.
We're about to hit mile 5. We only gotta do 4 more of these. There's my friend Rose! Yeah! Woo! Yay! Woo!
Wait, hold on.
In front of!
Those are my friends.
Yeah! Kayla! Woo! I'm going on a dash! They're running with us, yeah! Yay! Woo!
Yeah, there it is. Mile 10. Doing pretty okay. Really tired. Past all the people that were already finishing. Yeah, we got this. Thank you, volunteer. Yeah, we got this. Yeah.
We're coming up on the split half marathon and the full marathon. Which way are we going, Amelia?
We're on full.
Going full. Just got to the half and full marathon split. Now we are running into Springfield.
The first several miles for me were great. I got to see the Vernons at the start line, which I was not expecting, and they had these really cute signs and they were yelling and taking pictures of me, and it made me feel so special and supported. And I was just, at this point, I was not anxious at all. I was just excited. I was like, it's go time. There's other runners, there's music. Like, the energy was high. It was so high and it was awesome. And you know, we were going strong. We were keeping each other pace checked. So we were like, you know, we're going a little fast, maybe we should slow down a bit, or, you know, let's pick it up a little bit over here. And we were doing good. And I got to see the Vernons actually quite a few times in the first couple miles, which was awesome. Around, I don't even know, probably like mile 4, 5, 6, 7, something around there. They're all kind of a blur, but our friends Brianna and Josh came out with a sign and they were so fun, and they ran a couple blocks with us and were trying to encourage us to keep going. And then Amelia's boyfriend Steven was waiting for us there as well, and he had the cowbell that Amelia got last year when she ran the virtual half, I think. And so that was just fun. We got to see everybody, and the Vernons were like right there with us as well. And it was just so fun to have our friends come out and be there for us and even run with us for a little bit. That was not expected, and they were wearing like jeans. So shout out Josh and Brianna, that was really nice. And Steven very generously brought Amelia's migraine medication, a lifesaver. A lot of the spectators had really funny signs. One of my favorites was, "You don't really need that toenail." Of course, there's ones that are like, you paid for this. Like, yeah, yes, I did pay money for this. Yeah, so I was going strong. We were having a good time. Somewhere around the stretch of Springfield, because we do cross city lines in this race, we started to slow down a bit. We were kind of in the back of the pack, you know, I could only see a few people up ahead, and Amelia needed to slow down a little bit because she's 2 months recovered from being really sick. So we had been in agreement before that, you know, we're both gonna run our best race. We're gonna try as hard as we can to finish together, but, you know, we got separated, which thankfully was not the worst thing, because the worst thing would have been if one of us got injured and couldn't finish at all. So around Springfield, I lost her. And I felt bad, and I was like, oh no, we're supposed to stay together. But luckily at any like turnarounds or like little loop-de-loop, she was not far behind me at all, so I could see her and I could yell at her, and I saw her cool socks, and so I could wave to her. So that was really nice. And then
we get to like mile 16. And let me tell you a bit about mile 16, okay? So at this point, we've run a half marathon and we're still in the back. And so there's only like single people every couple, you know, football fields. And it's kind of, you know, the energy goes down because you're not surrounded by other people. In this particular stretch, there were like no spectators. It was just police officers that were blocking off certain roads that are like, yeah, you're so close.
We're running through Springfield right now. We have lost the rest of the runners in front of us. I could see some walkers. Lost the runners behind us. I'm following the cones. I think we're on the right track. I'll let you know. That's the halfway point right there. So close. Feeling good. Feel it in my bottom half only. My legs hurt a lot. My feet hurt. My knees hurt. We're still going. Okay, almost at mile 14. Back on my old stomping ground. This is almost at Pre's Trail. So I used to run here every day when I used to live across the street. So I'm pretty excited about this part. Got some drummers up here.
Right around mile 16, I noticed that my legs hurt. It took until about mile 18 for me to realize, like, this is painful. Like the flats of my feet, but also for some weird reason the tops of my feet just ached like crazy. My knees and my ankles felt like they were blowing up, and my quads, or like right above my knee, the muscle was just so tense, and I was like, good God. Wow, there's still 8 miles left. And you know, ouch. And it was so weird because aerobically I was fine. I could breathe fine. I didn't have any side cramps. I felt good. It was just the waist down that was killing me. And spoiler alert, the pain did not go away. It continued for the rest of the race. So around mile 18 it got me, and I just had to like walk and then slow jog and then walk some more and then slow jog until I couldn't, you know, anymore. And it just continued like that until the end.
I'm almost at mile 19. I've not gone past 18 miles in training, so this is uncharted territory. And I think this is about when I might hit the wall. Everything hurts really bad. Wish me luck. Reached the farthest point. We are now starting the turnaround back to Hayward Field. And I've decided that every mile from 20 to 25 is gonna be dedicated to people that I love. So mile 20 goes out to the family for supporting me and sending me text messages while I die. Okay, mile 21 goes out to the Vernons for driving out to come support me, and also for our friendos and making signs and coming out to see us. Mile 22 is going out to all the volunteers and people who came out today to share so much love and support with all of us runners, especially us folk who are slow.
Right around mile 21, 22 was the last time I saw the Vernons before the finish. And Nars had Pringle chips and gave me a Pringle, and Danielle was running with me and they were cheering, and Tai was taking pictures, and George gave me this little card that says keep on running on, and it had pictures of Pedro Pascal, and I said, yes, this is what I need to get to the finish line, is pictures of Pedro Pascal.
George gave me this card with tiny pictures of Pedro Pascal. And this is my motivation now.
So, we had our little moment and we kept going. And you know, they were very encouraging. And I was like, oh my God, this hurts so bad. And they're like, you got it. Like, next time I see you, you're gonna be done. And I was like, man, what I wouldn't give to be done right now.
And miles 23 through 26 were so hard. And my parents had told me before, because they were also runners, that once you hit 21 or so, you can start counting down. And so at 23, I said, there's only 3 miles left. But then I said, 3 miles is kind of a lot. That's a whole 5K. And I started to panic because at this point, it's been quite a while. The volunteers are slowly packing up, and they just have a couple water cups at their hydration station because there's really not many of us that still haven't finished. Thankfully, the entertainers were still there. The taiko drummers, they were out. It was awesome, but it was also hotter. This particular stretch was like kind of in a public park, and you know, when the majority of the runners come through, I'm sure it's cleared, but for the rest of us, you know, it was kind of just a few of us at a time. And so there's kids out, there's people on bikes, there's like regular non-race runners, and it's just really hard to like get through, but also to find, you know, like the cones for the right path. At one point, me and this other girl, we were like, there's a fork in the road, and we're like, which way do we go? And there were no other runners to tell us which way to go. Luckily, we picked the right way. It was straight. So that indeed was the way to go. But it gets a little discouraging when you're like, you know, I'm giving my all, and you know, I'm still slower than the fast walkers, slower than the volunteers are, you know, here for. And so that stretch was definitely hard, you know, 23 through 26, which is very late in the race to be hitting the wall, but boy, oh boy, did I hit the wall. The thought going through my mind was, even at mile 25, there is 1 mile to go. And I said to myself, how the fuck am I not done with this run yet?
I'm at mile 25. There is 1 and some to go, but my legs hurt so bad. I kind of want to cry. My back hurts now, and it just feels like never ending. Like I want nothing more than to see the 26-mile sign and enter Hayward so I can wait a little bit and cross the finish. I'm just so done. I want to be done. Everything hurts.
It was just me and a few other girls, and we're just, you know, slow jogging our way through, and we're like, oh my god. Oh my god. And I think I've whispered to myself quite a few times, what the Kentucky Fried Fuck, because we're running and we're past mile 25. There's only a mile left, and I don't see anything recognizable. I said, where is Hayward Field? I've never been this way before. And I started panicking because I knew we're on the right course, but I'm like, it still seems so far because I can't see it. It wasn't until about half a mile from the finish that I could see it in the distance. There were people lined up. They were like, you're so close. I passed the 26-mile marker, but spoiler alert, a marathon is 26.25 miles, so there is still more to go, and I panicked. So I enter the gates to Hayward Field, and just everything is just, I blacked out because I was just so focused on, you have to do a half lap around the field before you hit the finish. That was the longest half lap of my entire life. And I think you could hear me saying it in the video if it worked out. I tried really hard to film the finish, but I was so out of it. And I was just so determined. I was thinking of Prefontaine, who we were running on his trail, and he says, don't let fatigue make a coward out of you. I was thinking how I was running this race for me. I was thinking about how, you know, just a couple more steps and then I'm a marathoner, and how I started out here in Eugene. I'm in Texas now, but here, the metaphorical here, I started running in Eugene And here I am finishing a marathon back in Eugene. It was just a very momentous moment, like full circle in so many different ways, because even when I left Oregon, I was like very depressed and not in a good headspace. And now I'm done with college, I have a job, I'm happy, and I'm finishing a fucking marathon with my best friend. What? So I'm gonna put in the clips from the finish. I don't remember a ton what I said. But here they are in all their glory, the unedited clips from my marathon finish.
I just passed the 26-mile marker. End is in sight. I can see it, can hear it. My legs are so dead though, so I'm walking a little bit so I can finish strong, but oh my god, everything hurts. Oh, I really want to be done. Home stretch. Oh my god, I want to be done so bad. Thank you. Thank you.
Half a lap to go.
Oh man. Back a lap. Thank you. Heck. So hot. I see my friendos. This is a really long half lap, if I must say so. Leave it all on the course. I certainly have done that. I have nothing left.
Hails from the beautiful Central Oregon coast. Newport is her home. Please welcome to the finish line, Margarita Nielsen.
Oh my god. So close, so close.
Big smiles here from our next finisher, Kayla Kitagawa.
Thank you so much.
Way to go. There, now we're talking. Gotcha.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my god. Yeah! I'm so glad I'm done.
You got this!
Big smiles here from our next finisher,
Yeah, baby! Woo! Yeah, Kayla! Woo!
Yeah, here she comes! Woo! Come on, Amelia! Yeah!
big smiles here for our next
You got it!
There she is. Congratulations, Amelia.
Woo! Yay!
The hardest thing I've done in my life.
We did it! Woo! I did it. I ran a marathon. Here's the medal. This one's really cool because the wood
that they used for this is actually part of the old Hayward Field. They just remodeled it, so this is literally running in the footsteps of legends. Prefontaine ran there. Again, I love him, as you can tell. So I wrote down some fun questions for myself before I ran, and I am going to answer them now. So, how was it? I think I kind of answered that already. It was really fun. Sure, in the moment it hurt like a bitch, but I'm so glad I did it. Amelia is so glad that she did it. We both had a great time, still in disbelief, still on cloud nine. It was really fun. I really love a challenge. I love anything that challenges me, especially mentally, but also physically. You know, I always want to kind of do the next thing. It's my fatal flaw. So I recommend to anyone who's, you know, athletic, even non-athletic. I was not athletic when I started. What am I talking about? I don't care who you are. I recommend, as long as you're like physically capable, like you're not going to injure yourself. I recommend. It's such a wild experience. It's like hard to describe because sure, I've heard a lot about it from my family and from other friends. Nothing they said could have prepared me for the feeling that I experienced. And I think that's just how it is. I think everyone has to experience it for themselves. And so if you're interested and you're able, I really recommend that you try running a marathon in your lifetime. Question 2, what did I learn? Number 1, I learned that I need to do more weekday runs because I was struggling in training to find time to run on weekdays because I had work or I was tired or, you know, etc., etc. Like I'm not an athlete where I can just take time off just to run, you know, so it was trying to fit it into my schedule because for me work and school would always come first. So I think I really should have like trained a little more on weekdays rather than just weekends for the most part. So I think that would have prepared me more. I learned that I'm not a quitter. What scared me the most about the marathon was What scared me most about the marathon was the anticipation of feeling physical and emotional pain and knowing that I can't stop because I didn't come this far just to stop at like 23 miles when there's only 3 miles left. You know what I mean? So that's a really big thing that I learned about myself. I learned that if I want something, I can go get it. I learned that I'm strong, and I learned that I'm an athlete. That's something that the Vernons taught me, is that I am an athlete. So here's the burning question of the hour. Will I do it again? Yes, I already signed up. I am running the Rock and Roll full marathon in San Antonio in December. So I have April, 7 months. Why can I not do math? I have a degree. I don't need to do math. Running the Rock and Roll in San Antonio in December. I have like 6 to 7 months to, you know, keep training, get my life in order. The hard thing for me is it is mid-May now. It is hot, it is humid in Texas, and I hate the heat. So getting out on those runs is not my jam. But my mom signed up for it too, and she's gonna run with me, and this is gonna be her first full back in 20 years. She stopped running shortly after she had me and my brother, so I am so excited that she is gonna be running with me. She signed up regular. I'm fundraising for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I'm running in memory of my Auntie Katrina, who passed away from cancer, unfortunately, a few years ago. So I I'm very excited to do this run for Auntie Kat and for St. Jude's and to try and raise money for a cause. And that just gives me personally some extra accountability because I'm not just finishing for me this time, I'm finishing for them. And so I'm very excited. Depending on when this goes up, I'm gonna link my fundraising page in the box below. So if you feel so inclined to donate to my cause, it would be much appreciated. Of course, you know, you're not at all expected to donate anything. I just wanted to share that information since I am fundraising. So new goals for this upcoming one in December. I would really like to be faster. I finished the full in 6 hours and 46 minutes, and I feel like I could go faster if I trained properly, because my regular pace is like 4 to 5 minutes faster than my race pace, but I didn't train enough to be able to you know, consistently keep that up. So my mom is pulling out her old tricks from when she used to run 20 years ago, and she's sharing them with me. So our ambitious goal is to finish in 5.5 hours or sooner. I say ambitious because that is shaving about 1.5 hours off my current time. And of course, like I said, this is her first one back in 20 years, so that may be very ambitious. It may be totally reasonable. I'll let you know because I'm sure I'll make a video about that one too. So that's my goal. My other goal is to, I don't know, find my, I don't want to say inner peace, but like find what makes me calm so that I can like stay unpanicked during my next wall that I hit, because I was really panicking that time. So I think it'd be good for me to kind of get that down. But I'm really excited for the next one. I'm really glad that I did this one. My closing remarks for this video: to the girl who was limping off of the treadmill after running a mile back in 2018, listen, girl, you can do anything that you want, anything you set your mind to. You will be so surprised with what you can accomplish. Everybody else, exactly the same thing. Go find something that you don't think you could do and then do it anyways, because who is telling you that you can't do it? I would never have thought that I could run a full marathon, and here I am signed up for my second one already a week after having done the first one. So if you're gonna take anything away from this video, remember, believe in yourself. You could do anything you want, and like Sky Brown always says, do it because you love it. And until the next one, I'll see you around. Thanks for watching. So this is what post-race recovery looks like.